Hunter Biden's laptop has been a disaster for the media. We're going to take a look at what they've been up to and why their behavior suggests that they really haven't learned from their mistakes. First, though, let's really quickly talk about why you should care about the laptop at all.
Come on, he's a ne'er-do-well. I'm sorry, Hunter Biden, but you are. You got, I think, $8 million from Chinese energy companies to sit on the board and consult. Yeah, that was his passion in life.
So that was Bill Maher on April 1st of this year laying out why there's reason to suspect Hunter might have been trading on his family name to land some pretty incredibly high-paying jobs. The emails on Hunter's laptop paint a pretty vivid picture of his business dealings. That's why the laptop matters. It's a trove of evidence of potential political corruption that might actually trace back to President Biden himself, and because it's the subject of an ongoing FBI investigation. When blue checkmarks on Twitter pretend that the laptop is nothing but a Charlie Sheen-esque tabloid story about Hunter, they're being dishonest, on purpose. This is also known as lying. Point is, the laptop is newsworthy enough that when the New York Post first reported on it in October of 2020, an honest and objective media establishment would have paid attention. Instead, they did this.
Republican Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin is elevating a smear against the Biden family without evidence.
This is a questionably sourced story, to say the least, that appeared in a tabloid.
The story's sourcing has also raised questions about its authenticity.
Experts say the emails cannot be authenticated.
The senator's claim has the hallmarks of QAnon, the conspiracy group that believes Democrats and celebrities are blood-drinking satanic pedophiles.
U.S. authorities are seeing if those emails we just talked about are connected to an ongoing Russian disinformation effort.
It is so obviously disinformation that the person that writes the story won't put their name on it because they know it's a lie.
Meanwhile, social media companies use this media hand-waving as justification to censor the story on their platforms. Twitter banned the New York Post's account shortly after they broke the laptop story. President Trump's press secretary shared that article, and she got banned too. Facebook announced that they were reducing the Post article's distribution. And yet, despite all the debunking and fact-checking and censoring and Russia-ing, the laptop's contents still turned out to be legitimate. After nearly a year of media silence about the laptop, and well over a year since the New York Post had first reported on it, the New York Times dropped a casual admission that it was legitimate into an article that they published on March 16th of this year. That basically gave the media establishment permission to start treating the laptop as legitimate. A big Washington Post expose came out shortly after, as did some pretty good investigative reporting from CBS. It's not really clear why they chose March of 2022 to start admitting the truth. The prevailing theory is that the investigation into Hunter started to get ugly, and the media wanted to get out ahead of it. We'll never really know, but that's as good an explanation as any.
It looks like the left-wing media just buried the story because it wasn't part of their narrative, and that's why people don't trust the media.
He's right. This is exactly why people don't trust the media. I've got bad news, though. There will be no cathartic "I told you so" moment. Right now is the closest we're ever going to get to one. The corporate media aren't in the business of acknowledging their past mistakes, let alone learning from them. When a truly dishonest person gets caught in a lie, they don't fess up. They make up new lies to try to wriggle out of it. And so it goes for the media. The Washington Post recently published an article attempting to justify and excuse their role in this fiasco. Near the top of the article, the Post's editorial staff wrote, "The idea that these latest revelations definitively vindicate or villainize any party except Mr. Biden himself, however, is misplaced." No, not so fast. There's plenty of definitive villainizing to go around, starting with whoever wrote this next sentence. The lesson learned from 2020 may well be that there's also a danger of suppressing accurate and relevant stories. How do you read this without getting mad? In 2022, the Democracy Dies in Darkness paper learned that it may be dangerous to suppress the truth. Here's another one for you. This time, it's Ann Applebaum from The Atlantic.
I mean, I don't think the Hunter Biden's business relationships have anything to do with who should be president of the United States. So I don't find it to be interesting. I mean, that would be my problem with that as a major news story.
Here's another gem from that same conference.
You've all spoken extensively about Fox News being a purveyor of disinformation, but CNN is right up there with them. They dismissed the Hunter Biden laptop affair as pure Russian disinformation.
I think you're describing a different channel than the one that I watch. But I understand that is a popular right-wing narrative about CNN.
This is not how a human behaves when it's embarrassed or regretful. By the way, those last two clips are from the Atlantic's conference on disinformation. The media are hosting events where they proselytize about disinformation in the middle of this mess. Speaking of Brian Stelter, apparently he's been hounding conservative reporters on Twitter for reporting factually about his role in all of this. Wendell from Breitbart even sent Stelter our video of him, thanks Wendell, giddily claiming that the laptop might be Russian disinformation.
U.S. authorities are seeing if those emails we just talked about are connected to an ongoing Russian disinformation effort.
And he responded by denying the reality directly in front of his face. If you're not supposed to accept an apology from somebody who's not sorry, then definitely don't accept a non-apology from somebody who won't even admit what they did. Until the corporate media actually acknowledge what a travesty this has been, they shouldn't expect anyone to care what they have to say about anything. You don't get to pee your pants and show up at school the next day like nothing happened. Don't let them live this one down.